Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary Holt from Exodus and formerly from Slayer, and you're listening to The Razor's Edge.
Hey guys, it's Tom here from The Razor's Edge, and I'm sat here with Arve from Enslaved. How are you, sir? How's your day been?
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, good
Yeah.
day.
Are you based in Norway? You're based in Norway, aren't you?
Yeah, in the west of Norway, in Bergen.
Okay. Ah, nice. It's got to be late for you now, isn't it?
Yeah. It's in the evening, so
Ah, okay.
like it's like 10:30 here. So.
Oh, it's only an hour. Not too bad. That's so good. I thought it'd be like in the middle of the night or something. I'm not too
Oh
sure
no.
how far over you are.
I think
Um,
all of Norway is like 1 hour later than the UK.
okay. I've always wanted to go. I've never been, so it's definitely somewhere I'd love to venture to.
Yeah, it's nicer. It rains a lot, but other than that,
Eh,
it's it's beautiful.
it's fine. We don't melt. It'll be all right. um, First and foremost, how was the pandemic season? I know it's still sort of around and whatnot, but how was that for you personally, and as obviously with the band?
Well, what should I say? It started like shit, like like for everyone.
Yeah.
I was actually in the middle of a tour with another band in Europe when it all happened. So we
No
had to
way.
cancel like in the middle of the tour, going home and in quarantine for like 2 weeks. And yeah. So it was strange because it happened so fast, really. Because I think we started the tour like was it like 5th or 7th of March, and then on the 12th it all shut down. So we just had to fly home in a hurry. So
That's meant. It's such a crazy time, isn't it? Where it's like you can't come out, you can't do it, and you can't go anywhere.
yeah.
Like,
And it happened so sudden, kind of. I mean, it was there from before, but not in Europe, but the same level at least. So I remember when for like each day we were like, this is getting pretty dark now, because people were like messaging us, can you assure us safety at the gigs and stuff? And we're like, I don't know
oh shit,
what
yeah, of
happened.
course.
So yeah, it was very strange, and of course it was really depressing because yeah, at first I thought, okay, this is gonna go over fast, so it's just a period now and it will be all right. But yeah, then it wasn't. So it was hard in the beginning, but like, and I remember because Enslaved had an album which was supposed to be out, I think, in May, if I recall right, at
Yeah.
the same year. So we were like gonna start touring in the second half of the year, but of course we had to postpone the album and didn't get to tour at all on it. So it was hard, but I mean, we kept busy. We did a lot of like streaming shows, recorded some DVDs. So and we wrote an EP and now this new album. So we kept quite busy, and we also did some Norwegian tours for like with like restrictions and stuff for like
Yeah.
50 sitting audience and stuff, which was very strange for a metal band. But
I can imagine. Why is no one getting up and dancing? What's going on?
yeah. I think, but some of the fans I think liked it. They were like, I know it's going to be strange for you guys standing on the stage, but it was not that bad. Like sitting at a table ordering beers with your phone and getting
Oh,
served.
they're magnificent.
We have old fans, man. They don't like to dance anyway. So.
So when let's go back a bit. When you were growing up, what actually drew you to music? What made you go, I want to play guitar?
Well, at first, personally, I wanted to play the drums. I started out playing the drums on like, I don't know, my toy boxes and stuff, on pillows and stuff. But my parents wouldn't buy me a drum kit, probably because
Oh,
of noise and stuff. And I remember I was saving for one, but and I saw this ad in a paper of one drum kit that I could afford, but I think it was, I don't know, pink or something. So I was like, nah, not gonna do that. So then I ended up playing the guitar since my father had the guitar, and I think probably I remember when a friend of mine, we were pretty young back then, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years old or something. He called me and said, I got this videotape of a great band you need to see. And it was Kiss, and a Kiss concert. And I remember when I watched that, I was like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. So was that your first introduction into the world of rock?
Yeah, or I mean, up until then, I more like listened to what my parents had at home, which was like the Swedish band ABBA and Dire Straits and The Shadows and stuff like that. So I think Kiss was probably the first like really rock and roll band I heard. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome. That's incredible. So so I take it they've influenced you. Is there anybody else that made you like, this is exactly what I want to do the rest of my life?
Yeah, I mean a lot of bands, because I was early on into music, and of course when you're young you want to like check out all new stuff, but it's mainly been, I don't know, rock and roll, heavy metal, and a lot of prog as well. So I think like Kiss, Led Zeppelin, probably Guns N' Roses, Metallica, what other bands? Pink Floyd, King Crimson, and
Oh, nice.
yeah,
All the classics.
Yeah, like I was a really like classic rock guy when I grew up, before like getting onto like more extreme metal.
And then I think Scandinavia's like the absolute like promised land for anything black, dark, doom.
Yeah,
That's where it was born. Love it. Just out of curiosity, people call you Ice Dale. Is that correct?
yeah.
What? Why?
Silly story, but I mean, my last name is Isdal, which
Okay.
like directly translated from Norwegian is Icedale. So
Oh, that's awesome.
it's funny. I mean, I didn't use it before. I played in a like project called with some of the Immortal guys back in, I don't know, 2004 or 5 or something.
Yeah.
And we did an album, and they were like, yeah, we all have artist names and stuff, so you need one as well. You can't be called Arve, that's too boring. So I said, I have no idea what to call myself. So it was actually one of those guys who came, I got it now, you're gonna be Icedale. I'm like, okay. Silly name, but let's keep it.
It's not ice in there, it's fine.
Yeah.
So you joined Enslaved in 2002, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you meet the guys? How did you get involved with the band?
Well, back then we had like it was like one more like rock pub in Bergen, where we all lived. That's, I think, all at least like rock and metal people went to, and it was like,
Okay.
yeah, a lot of musicians. So it was probably around that pub we like met, and I think the guys probably saw me because I played some shows in, I don't know, 2000 maybe or something, with Paul Diano from Iron Maiden, and we did a festival in Bergen. So I think they probably saw me there, and that's right when like the previous guitar player was out of the band. So I think they asked me just to step in for some shows till they could find a new one. So
yeah, and 20 years later.
Yeah, I basically never left. So, or they didn't find anyone else. I don't know. Nobody wanted.
No, it can't be. I think they definitely just went, this guy's great. We'll just keep him. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good chemistry at once. So yeah,
I think that's also vital because obviously Enslaved been around for years. So being able to have that chemistry and just always enjoying it and having fun with each other, I think is vital to keeping a band alive, basically, because it's so unheard of now. I think most of the bands that are still together are the bands from like the early 90s, like yourselves and Metallica. I know Guns N' Roses have been going back and forth doing whatever the hell they're doing. But like Kiss have been going forever. They're doing I think it's their final tour ever. Is it? Yeah. Is it though?
For the 10th time, probably.
Yeah. So obviously the new record's coming out on March the 3rd called Heimdal. How does the process work with you guys then? Is it like drum tracks get laid down first and then you bring the guitars in, or the lyrics get written first? Like, how do you actually make your songs?
Well, as for recording, we do it at least for most of the albums, the like old-fashioned way. I would say this, I guess, recording the drums first, yeah, and then probably guitars and bass, and yeah. But for the writing process, I think it's mostly like Ivar, the other guitar player, who writes most of the music and ideas, and also he and the vocalist Grutle makes the concepts for each album. So probably they talk about the concept first and then start on like the music and eventually the lyrics, I guess.
Yeah. Are you mostly based on Norse mythology, aren't you?
Yeah.
So like, are they like stories? I'm assuming they're stories. I'm assuming the whole album is one big story, or is it like loads of little ones just enjoyed into an album?
Yeah, I mean, especially on this one, you can say it's like a big concept. Of course, it's pretty direct, kind of, with the Heimdal being the like guardian of the Bifrost, and but I mean, there's so many rumors and stories about him. So yeah, you could say that it also consists of a lot of, if not stories, but theories, I guess, around this character from the Norse mythology. And the funny thing is that the first song they wrote, and Enslaved wrote long before I joined the band, is also about this character Heimdal. So it's kind of like the end of the
circle.
film. Yeah.
Yeah, so, that's awesome. Sorry to interrupt. Carry on.
No, yeah, I mean, and also like musically, it's I feel at least the album is kind of the same, because there's so many layers and like different stuff we put in here, like recordings of nature and amongst other stuff. So yeah, kind of also like reflects the title, I think, and all the theories about Heimdal.
What theories are there? Indulge me, I'm interested.
Well, one of the theories that we find very fascinating is like after Ragnarok, he's like the new god, like to kind of replace Odin as the god of the gods.
Oh wow!
Just pretty interesting and like a huge concept itself.
Yeah, because he's the guardian of the Bifrost, isn't he? He stands at the end of the and he can see all of the 9 realms. Is it?
Yeah, and he can hear exceptionally well, so he kind of has the full overview. And he's also like the god of the dawn, which is also like one of the theories we find very fascinating with this album. Yeah, what will the new dawn bring? I mean, it's hope. I don't know.
Are any of the, I know obviously we say they're based on Norse mythology, but are any songs or lyrics personal at all, about any personal things going on, or is it literally just all Norse mythology?
I don't think it's like personal in in the like, what should you say, the normal personal way.
Oh, yeah.
but probably from like more like a human personal perspective.
Okay.
What's all of the gods and the North, all the North stuff.
Yes, absolutely fantastic. So like I said, the brand new album Heimdal is out March the 3rd. Are you excited for the release?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're all very proud of the album, and we put a lot of effort in making it and recording it. So we can't wait for it to get out. And also, as we didn't get to tour at all outside Norway on our last album, it's almost like it's a release tour for both albums now. So it's exciting, and yeah, I think probably the new album is like more of the most complicated, if that's the right word, that we've done. So yeah, I'm really excited for people to hear it.
I enjoyed it. When I was listening to it earlier, I absolutely love that first track. Where it's called Behind the Mirror, where it's got I think it's organy type sounds at the beginning. Is it almost like a ship or something? And then it's quite like operatic. I found throughout it, like it's absolutely stunning. But your songs are you have a lot of longevity in songs. The process must take a while to put everything together, because they're like, I think that's 6 to 8 minutes long, aren't they, each one?
Yeah. I think we've always had long songs, at least on the last like 5 albums. It's like it's not normal for like a song to be like 8 or 10 minutes. But yeah, so it also takes a lot of work to keep what should you say, a song that long interesting as well. So yeah, we spend a lot of time like perfectionating the songs and the production and the arrangements on them to keep it interesting. So that's also, like I said, there's a lot of layers on this album. So I don't think it's probably an album you can listen to like for the 5th or 6th times and still discover new stuff on it.
That's awesome. What made you want to put nature sounds in there? Just because?
Yeah, we've also done a lot of that. I mean, on the last albums, we've always ended each recording by going to Grutle's place and bring a mobile studio and just record stuff around his house and whatever ideas we come up with there and then. So, and it's a cool thing, I think, to like have some nature on it, because it makes it even more organic, of course, and being the nature is a big part of the whole Enslaved concept, and it's a natural approach, I think.
Yeah, it's fantastic, because obviously no one else is going to have that sound. Nobody else is going to, because obviously it's there in the moment. So
exactly. So
absolutely, yes. But obviously, this is the 16th album that you guys have released. The fact that you're still going, you've made 16 records, is insane. Like, absolutely incredible. What makes? I think I might have already mentioned it, but like, what makes this album stand out from all the others?
That might be a little hard to say for me, but I don't know. As a band, I think we always like try to get better at the stuff we do, and we try not to like repeat ourselves. So we always search for new way to express ourselves, being on the instrument or like the use of production techniques or whatever. That's always like been one of the main things with Enslaved, that we don't want to make the same album twice. So yeah, it's important to bring on new elements, and that also means you need to get better at what you do, I think, and explore yourself and your instrument and new ways to express yourself through the instrument. And I think the band that we've had now for some years is a really good one, and we all work really well together, play well together, and I think as a band we're probably the strongest we've ever been.
Oh wow! It's like you've hit your prime, but like 30 years later.
Yeah, or at least it feels like it now. So it's a good feeling, and it is a really good feeling with this album for all of us. We're really proud of it, and so
that's good. That's really good. No, I can imagine. So I think I touched on this earlier, but the album themes then, or the stories, do the albums follow on from each other? Because obviously you say they're based on Norse mythology, or do you just choose a different part of the mythology each time? So how do you decide what stories to write about?
I don't think you could say that it's like continuation from each album. It's more like a kind of different concept each time, even though this feels like a natural step forward after the previous concept Utgård. But no, it's not like a big concept kind of all the 16th album, other than we find like the inspiration from Norse mythology, and that's been there from the start, I guess. So
that's cool.
I don't know if that answered your question.
No, absolutely. I was just basically that it's not a continuation. Each album's not like a continuation story. It's literally just a different one each time, which is it's good. So you're going out on tour in April. You're going to America and Canada.
Yeah.
Are you excited for that?
Absolutely. I think it's been 5 years, I guess, now since we played there last time. So that's it's strange, but yeah, we can't wait to get back on tour in general, and also back to the States, of course.
Yeah. Are you doing both the records, the new one and the one you didn't get to play because of COVID?
Yeah, we're gonna do some tracks from both, and like you said, they're so long, so we can't play too many songs from each album. But yeah, we're definitely going to cover a lot of from the new one and the previous Utgård album as well, since we didn't get the tour on it. It's like a double release tour almost.
So everyone going is a massive treat.
Yeah, hopefully.
Any festivals coming up at all?
Yeah, we have some in UK also.
Oh, wonderful.
And yeah, we got more dates coming up through the end of the year, but not that it's not official yet, so I can't.
Okay, so we can't talk about it. That's absolutely fine.
No, we're definitely going to tour a lot on this album. So for the rest of this year and probably also next year. So.
Oh wow! I was literally about to ask you what's the future look like for Enslaved. Then obviously this record coming out March 3rd, and then touring, etc. Is that literally the plan for the year? Is there anything that you can talk about? Of course, is there anything else coming up?
No, I think the main focus this year is going out and tour on the album, and like I said, it's probably going to be a lot of the focus for at least the first half of next year as well.
Okay, so. Wonderful. Absolutely amazing. Arve, is there anything else you'd like to promote? You want to promote the album? Is there any social media so people can check out at all?
Well, you can check out our social medias, like our Facebook or our homepage, enslaved.no. Yeah, and hopefully see as many of you as possible on tour. We can't wait to play the new songs live. And it's been a while, so look forward to meet.
No, I can imagine. That'd be absolutely phenomenal. Everyone, Heimdal is out March 3rd by Enslaved. Make sure you listen to that bad boy, download it, get it wherever you get your music from. Arve, this has been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for your time. Have a glorious evening, and all the best with the album and the tour.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you keep up to date with future episodes by subscribing to our channels. For more information on this podcast, or for all the latest music news, reviews, interviews and more, head over to our website, www.therazorsedge.rocks.